Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Anna Morphides with Mending Hearts Counseling. And today's video is going to be all about anxious attachment style and how it affects your relationships, especially the ones of romantic nature. So around 15% of us humans are exposed to having an anxious attachment style, and we're gonna dig deep into how this attachment style affects us in a relationship, whether it is a relationship that you want to get into. So if you're single and you're looking for someone to date, if you're actually in a relationship right now, how it's affecting that current relationship that you are in, and basically why you feel the way that you feel. It's about time that we normalize these challenging feelings that a person of an anxious attachment style can have quite strongly in an existing relationship or while they're looking to have a potential relationship, because it actually affects it in a quite, I don't want to use the word negative, but it is challenging, but we're going to normalize it today. So for once and for all, you can rid of that feeling of feeling insecure, too much, needy, like the fear of abandonment. It's and almost, I know like the word obsessive has been thrown my way before too, to get rid of all these necessary feelings to point to the direction of the attachment style that we have, but unnecessary for us to carry within ourselves anymore in our future relationships. So I am someone who had an insecure attachment style, and through my schooling, I did a really big paper on it, and I understood it deep down to the cell level. So if you are like me and you have an anxious attachment style, that means you have a negative self-view, and the fact that you grew up as a child not having the second tier of needs met according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because the bottom is the physiological needs like water, food, shelter. So I had those. I was always fed and I always had water and I had a roof over my head. But the next tier of needs, according to Maslow's diagram, is actually safety needs and needs of belonging and love and esteem. That was never present in my childhood. Therefore, my cells, even as a I'm not 38 anymore, but it started to dawn upon me why even at 38, I was yearning for this particular need to be met. And I was not understanding that it's not the man I want or yearn, it's my physiological needs, my emotional needs, those needs that needed to be met, those cells needed to be satisfied by that experience. They needed to receive their dopamine. They needed to receive that oxytocin. They needed to receive that natural chemical that would be produced in my body by someone giving that to me, because when I was a child, I never received it. Therefore, this experience, it's still lacking within my nervous system. So once I understood that, and I want to say I was about 40 when I did my research project while I was going to counseling and coaching school, I understood on a deep level how this affects me in relationships. And then I was not feeling anymore obsessive. I did not feel that I was so needy. I understood that I literally was craving for this. And it wasn't so much about the man, it was actually about myself receiving that. And the good news is you can give that to yourself now as an adult. You do not need to depend on a primary caregiver such as a parent, to give this to you, because when you're a child, you literally cannot fulfill your own needs. You can start to fulfill your own needs after you become 12 and older as an adolescent. And then from 24 and on, even more as an adult that has their brain completely developed in all senses of the word. So now as an adult, we can give ourselves that experience, and you can do that with positive affirmations. You can do that with meditation. You can do that with writing out gratitude for yourself and everything that you're experiencing in life. You're basically giving yourself those needs, and you're giving yourself that particular drug that your body is looking to be released naturally within yourself. So therefore, you're not depending on a masculine energy anymore. And I'm sorry if you're, I'm talking from the feminine point of view because I'm a feminine and I resonate with feminines and I work mostly with feminines, but this can apply to anyone. Attachment style does not just happen to women. It can happen to men or any other gender that you affiliate yourself with, or non-gender, or we're all inclusive in this channel. I just want to make sure that I make that clear. And what matters is understanding the actual true nature of how the anxious attachment style affects us, and therefore leaves us in the state of neediness. So once you understand that, now you can relax. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. You're not obsessive, you're not delusional, you're not irrational. Your inner child is basically just screaming for that need to be met. That's all that it is. And you can give that to yourself. You can start today and do that. And I'm going to link below some of the tools that I use. There's this really amazing meditation by Corri T, and it's called Safety in Relationships. And she nails it in her meditation when she says, retraining a person to go from an insecure attachment style to a secure attachment style is like training a scared puppy. Like, you have to be gentle and you have to be compassionate and you have to have unconditional love for it, because it is not our fault. It's not the guy's fault or the woman's fault that is not able to show up for you as you need them to, because unless we satisfy that need on our own, no one else is going to be able to do that for us. What's going to keep happening is we're going to be meeting people that will keep reflecting back to us the need within ourselves that we still have not been able to provide. Because once we give that to ourselves and we change our self-concept, because now we know that we are good enough, we are worthy enough to be loved, we do not need to be anxious of somebody leaving us, because that is a very prominent fear in an anxious attachment style, fear of abandonment. So what do? We tend to cling, we tend to ask for more validation. There's no more of that, because we're gonna give that validation to ourselves, that we are worthy and we are good enough. By doing your affirmations and by doing your meditations and by doing your gratitude about the things that you love about yourself, you can retrain yourself to feel safe in relationships. Therefore, you will stop fearing of them leaving. You will stop seeking for validation all the time. Therefore, you're not going to be annoying or needy. But if those feelings come, now you're going to know what to do. You're going to go deep within yourself and give yourself that reassurance, and you're going to give yourself safety in relationships. And if you have to do this meditation over and over for 21 days, then that's what you do to reprogram your mind. It's a constant work in progress, because it took many years for us to get to where we are with this insecure attachment style. So it makes sense that it's going to take at least a substantial amount of days to reprogram our mind to not feel that way and drop our fear of abandonment, of rejection, that we're not good enough. And then watch as you change yourself, either your people around you are going to show up to reflect back to you that safety that you're creating from within yourself, and then some. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please, as always, reach out to me. I love hearing from you. I love making these videos. I love normalizing things and helping humanity understand why they are the way that they are, so they don't have to feel sorry for themselves or feel that there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. You are absolutely beautiful exactly as you are. And remember, we have great power because we handpicked this attachment style and these lessons for us because we wanted to experience this as a soul in this era. And when you think about it that way, it's actually quite beautiful. So then there's nothing to blame, no one to blame. It's just an experience. And once you understand it, you can step out of that victim mentality and think that there's something wrong with you, because there isn't. You are lovable, you are good enough, you are amazing, you are gonna be chosen, you're gonna be all of the above. As always, with all my love and gratitude, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And if there's any other topics that you want me to speak on, please do DM me. I love hearing from you, and I will see you next time.